Begin standing with the kettlebell in front of you. Most people will find it's easiest to get your foot placement by just hopping up and down. And whatever distance your feet are comfortable with, that's generally the distance you should use for this movement. Okay? Chop your hips back and bend forward. Hold the handle of the kettlebell in both hands, just like so. What you're going to do is snap the hips forward and stand up tall. Then push the hips straight back behind you to lower it down. Snap them forward, push them back behind. Show you from the front. So basically the movement is that the hips move back, then the hips move forward, like you're punching someone in the face with your crotch. Primary benefits of this exercise is that it's going to work the hamstrings, the glutes, and the low back, and it's also going to help reinforce our hip hinge movement pattern or deadlift movement pattern. Primary progression is just to use 2 kettlebells instead of 1 kettlebell, or to hold the kettlebell in one hand instead of both hands, switching hands halfway through. Major form errors with this is that people will turn it into a squat unintentionally, which looks something like this. They'll do this. Remember that we need to keep the shins pretty vertical. If your shins and knees are going forward, you've probably turned it into a squat. The way that I commonly spot this with people is that I'll put my hands right here, and if their knee touches my hand, I know they've turned it into a squat rather than a hinge. The knees have to stay backward, behind the hand. The other common form error is that people will lift it in a segmented fashion. So they may do something like this. I'm not even sure I can really demonstrate this, but something like that, awkward, robot-like. Anyways, we want to keep this very forceful and drive the hips from back to front at the top. That will go in the blooper reel, that.